Welcome to home time, except not at home. I'm at Victoria Station, dashing and rushing to get home because I didn't see my dad on Father's Day. He's coming around tonight and I'm cooking him lamb, his favourite. Mark hates it. It's been a constant running joke in the family. Family full of Arabs saying, how can you marry someone that doesn't like lamb? So, oh shit, I'm going the wrong way. See you properly for home time at home. Leo, it's just hot. It's like living in a tropical country.
Not hot, I'm frozen. What's wrong wearing a coat?
Oh, you're not.
Absolutely
Why
frozen.
are we never the same temperature? Subs, are you the same? Does one part always have a different temperature from the other? Oh, God, it's warm. It's like the Seychelles.
Are you joking?
No, I'm genuinely not joking. I'm boiling.
I'm wearing a coat.
I think you're joking. Go on, do your downward dog, Toffs. You're on the yoga mat. Look, she might do it, look. Do your downward dog. Stretch. No. Go on. Right, so it's my, look at hers, because there's lamb and I gave her a little bit, look. She's alerted, ready for it. Look, she's sitting there. So I was telling the subs when I was in Victoria Station that I'm going to cook lamb for my dad, and I was talking about how shocked Dad was when he discovered you didn't like lamb. Because the Arabs love their lamb. This dish, we don't know why it's called Armenian stew, but we've always called it Armenian stew. And my mum and dad, when I was growing up, used to have the best parties ever. They would literally transform the house into an Alibaba-like tent, and my mum would make endless dishes, and if any family were coming to said parties, they would all bring dishes. And this was one that my mum used to make all the time. Like if we came home from school and we could smell this cooking Armenian stew, we don't know why it's called Armenian stew.
Maybe it was originated in Armenia.
There's nothing in it that's Armenian.
What is Armenian?
Exactly.
Where is Armenia?
Well, this is it. This is what we all used to laugh. We can ask them tonight when they come. Why was it called Armenian? Why did Mum name it Armenian stew? But it's everything my dad loves and everything else everybody else moans about. It's lamb, it's a stew, it's tomato. Mark is grimacing behind the camera.
Every conceivable
so,
word.
Hence,
and onions.
Hence I have duck for Mark.
I don't know why people
and a chicken for the girls.
I don't know why people like stews. It's just a mulch of stuff.
I said to my dad, because somebody else.
It's lovely that you're doing it.
Somebody else always chooses what we have when we come to lunch. I usually ask my mum because my mum's such a foodie and she really loves very certain things. So I was like, well, what do you want, Mum? Because my dad doesn't really care. So he was round here on his own the other day, and I said, oh, you know, obviously can't see you on Father's Day. When you come over, what do you want? You can have whatever you want. And he went literally like this. He went, could I have a lamb stew?
He didn't say Armenian stew.
No, he didn't say Armenian. He didn't, because he always doesn't want to put me to trouble. So he said, oh, can I have a lamb stew? I don't like dry food. Yes, your food is never dry. Your food is never dry, but I like a stew. So I'm making this, and I will share the recipe with you guys because it's so easy. It's so lovely.
Hang on, before you say that. You say you'll share recipes and you never do.
You share it with
always commenting at the bottom. Where's the recipe?
Oh, okay. All right.
So don't promise it. If
well,
you can't
hopefully.
Deliver. Always under promise, over deliver. Don't over promise and under deliver.
I'll share with you the recipe.
Do you find that? Do you find in life, in business, in work, in love, in friendship, it's better to under promise and over deliver? Yeah, because if you she's such an over promiser.
So are you.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God.
I am absolutely not.
That is the one thing I would say about the top of the
absolutely disagree. That's why I'm always stretched to breaking point, because I over promise and I want to deliver exactly what I promise. You're always saying to me, don't say that, don't promise that, don't promise this. It's not true.
That's the ingredients.
What are you doing? We can't see that.
Oh, can't you see it?
No, you can't see it.
I've just seen what it looked like. Can you hold that there for me?
All this talk, though, of them creating Alibaba-like tents reminded me as you were saying it. Do you remember that lovely thing you did when I came out of the Priory? When you invited everyone I'd been in rehab with to come to the house. And we did it up like it was like red, there were red sheets everywhere. It was like the inside of a tent.
You can really do this. So go to a market, somewhere where you know sells cheap fabric, and what you do is you put pieces of string from wall to wall, wall to wall, and then you
It's true.
put the piece of cloth like this, and you go like this over the.
And it was such a lovely, lovely thing to do. But of course, the sadness of it all is that everyone who came, it was very dry. No one was drinking.
Well, I found the photograph the other day of the inside of the fridge.
What,
Remember we had
from that
spare
day?
Fridge filled with Diet Coke.
Oh,
and
wow.
so much.
And isn't it sad to think that the vast majority of those people who came to that either relapsed or died?
We've certainly never seen any of them.
Well, because most of them relapsed or died. And that is a salutary tale, and that is a very sad tale. So, yeah.
So look, oil and butter together. The oil stops the butter from burning. And then I'm just putting a little flour on the meat. Just because I like that when you get a bit of... When it goes a bit sticky when you fry it, I love that with meat.
So we're one step closer to Boris Johnson being Prime Minister. How do you feel? I know you're excited about that prospect, aren't you?
I'm just pissed off because everything feels like a stitch up. It's 2 prime ministers in a row now, but nobody's had... Whatever you think of Boris, whether you love him or not, that's 2 in a row that we've had no say over.
Well, no, Theresa May called a snap election. We did.
Yeah, but she was already prime minister when she called snap election.
Yeah, she was, but then she called an election. We could have got rid of her, and we didn't, marginally, did we? So we did choose Theresa May. Apparently, there is a YouGov poll of all members of the Conservative Party, and the majority of Conservative Party members... Now, don't forget, the Conservative Party is called the Conservative and Unionist Party. Hear that word unionist? Union. Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales and England, right?
Yeah.
The majority of the membership of the Conservative and Unionist Party, when asked the question, said this. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was something over 60%.
Yeah.
Said that they would rather, if it meant economic catastrophe for the country, they would rather risk that so long as Brexit happened.
Really?
The other thing they said was they'd rather lose Scotland than not have Brexit.
They'd rather lose Scotland.
They'd rather Scotland pulled away. They even said they'd rather Northern Ireland pulled away. So hang on a minute. This is the Conservative and Unionist Party. So the idea, they are, in fact, the majority of the people who are deciding who our next Prime Minister would prefer this country not to be united as the United Kingdom. In preference to, for fear of losing Brexit. I just think we're in a ludicrous situation.
It's funny because I was doing this, this radio job today. So there's lots of people there that I didn't know. And, nobody stated what they were because I think it's got a bit like very scary dictatorship countries where people don't actually say, oh, I'm a Leaver or a Remainer.
Well, that's why I say it, because I think people are too scared to.
Yeah, for fear of how you'd be judged. And I think that's so horrific. I mean, I wouldn't think if somebody's we were Remainers, but ultimately we want what's best for the country, don't we?
Yeah, of course we do.
But even saying that, we know now we'll get some sort of abuse down on here for saying we were Remainers.
What's happening now?
So I'm just browning all the meat. That's all we need to know now. So we could go. So I've browned my lamb. I've fried my onions and garlic in olive oil and butter. I'm putting a whole big teaspoon like that of cumin, big teaspoon of allspice. This isn't hot, this spice. It's just really flavoursome. Mark, tell them how amazing that smells already.
Yeah, it smells good.
Oh my God. And the very best spice with lamb is cumin. Lots of Middle Eastern cooking, they've got cumin, and Moroccan and all that. Fry a tablespoon or so of tomato puree. Stir that in. Tablespoon of flour, and then we're nearly done.
How does it go?
Put in your stock, your lamb stock. Put that in. And because I've used leg of lamb, this isn't stewing lamb, it doesn't cook for hours and hours, just maybe half an hour. I'll test it in half an hour and let you know.
Okay.
Put the meat back in. Let that bubble away, and then I serve that with herby garlic bread Well, you'll see later. We'll show you later.
Don't know about you guys. I love a vote. I love a poll. I love an election night. I love an Oscar night. I love an event. Our friend Miranda often texts us, if you're watching Miranda. We love these events, don't we? Where there are polls and where you've got someone like Jon Snow or Peter Snow running around on a battlefield saying, if this was translated into the House of Commons, this is how many lines on the opposite benches there would be. And he walks around showing things that just aren't even real. Anyway, we want, not that we're Conservatives, but we want Rory Stewart, don't we?
Got my mascara around my eyes.
We want
Oh
Rory
my God,
Stewart.
Are you talking to people like
Do you
that?
want Rory Stewart?
Mark, why didn't you tell me I look like that?
I think I've got a man crush on Rory Stewart. I don't care about your eyelashes. I think I fancy Rory Stewart. He's young, he's articulate, he's not afraid to debate like Boris Johnson. I don't know.
Boris Johnson can't be seen or heard.
Well, they keep hiding Boris Johnson because he can't be trusted. But I don't know,
How
there's just
can you
something
just
about...
keep getting away with that, just hiding away, if you want to be Prime Minister? It's that, I'm sorry, it's that public bloody schoolboy entitlement bollocks again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If he doesn't have to do it, I don't do it. Because even vlogs in the vlogosphere of YouTube can't happen in a political vacuum. And, you know, we are in this country and there is an election. We are in crisis. Are we part of Europe? Aren't we part of Europe? But what I do love about the TV's coverage, babe, is that they have these team photos of the candidates that are just like the Premiership photos of footballers, or like in American football. They stand there kind of, you know, like at the half time.
They're so not like that.
No, they get footballers to do this on Sky Sports. You know, they should have them doing that with a little bit of a fanfare. Yeah. Kenneth Clarke, who I can't believe, I now find Kenneth Clarke and Michael Heseltine avuncular and like the most sensible fucking politicians out there. But can I just say, did you know Kenneth Clarke has his own, or used to have his own jazz program on Classic FM? Yeah.
Oh.
He's a jazz,
We're not
he's
Tories,
a jazz
by the
man.
way.
He's
But
a jazz
listen,
man.
I need to ask the sub something. Come this way. It's a numbers problem, guys.
Jazz!
Mark,
Yep.
because you know how I was saying to you guys, I'm just
I live, breathe, eat and poo numbers.
Right. My fridge was too cold.
Right. But 3 men wanted to get in the bus.
So I reduced. So it was -5.
Right.
And I took it to -3.
Right. So that's
What's
warmer.
colder, -5 or -3?
-5.
So why is everything more frozen? It was -5. I've taken it to -3.
I don't know.
Oh, I thought I'd got my numbers wrong again.
No, you haven't got your numbers wrong. Do you like jazz?
Oh, look at that. Perfect rice every time. Look at that.
But
Wanna know how?
remember, leave it out overnight. It will kill you.
Want to know how?
How?
Get your boiling water, put your rice in, have the heat on underneath and put that much above the rice boiling water. Put a tight fitting lid. Do not lift that lid. Do not stir your rice. Anything on the lowest heat possible. Don't let any steam out. 15 minutes.
How tight fitting is tight fitting?
Like you can't have steam coming out of it. It's just
Are
steam
we
out.
talking as tight fitting as the trousers that the boys on Love Island wear?
I don't know.
Because you can't see the steam coming out of those pants.
That's really tight.
That is tight. That's squeaky tight.
That's
That's like, where the hell do you put your tackle, boys?
Everyone's arrived.
It would be
everyone is here.
Everyone's eating.
Nice.
They're green.
Did you hear that, Mum?
What?
If this amount in rice, it would have 10 spoonfuls.
Of sugar. And this is 6.
This is about
So chips are better for you than rice. Say that next time you want to give me rice because it's a healthier rice.
Chips
Brown
have less
rice.
sugar in them than rice.
Brown rice.
Yeah.
Rice has 10 spoonfuls
that's basmati rice, the type
Really?
I eat.
of sugar.
As this is the latest
This has
information
6.
from the book I'm reading now.
So there are green beans for Kiki
Yay!
and there is broccoli for Maddie because although it's green, they like different
Looks
things.
great in that dish like that, though, doesn't it?
It's delicious, absolutely delicious.
And there's asparagus for the old fogies.
No. Listen, no, that's broccoli. Betty,
Asparagus.
Betty's the
wow.
old fogey's not
Oh
seen
no,
very
it's
well.
a bean. It's a bean.
And a bit of duck for me.
Chicken for the girls. Maddie, chicken
Yeah.
on your plate.
Is your mouth numb, Dina, from the dentist, or not?
No.
She's going to manage to take a few
nothing
morsels.
I once,
I didn't have any
any injection.
injections. I just had them cleaned to green.
When I had an injection one time, I was sat in the chair when I was about 7, And I looked down after sort of chewing for ages, but I didn't realise I was chewing. There was blood all down my top where I'd eaten my lip. I'd
my God,
literally
remember that when
eaten
you were
my
a kid?
lip
You'd
because
go
I couldn't feel it.
And you just sit
But it
ignoring
was just
it.
like flesh, it was just everywhere.
I couldn't resist. You just sit ignoring
Is
it.
there anybody out there
Yeah.
that loves their dentist?
Oh, good question.
I like my dentist.
Tell them your story of Dina.
Well-
'cause people are fascinated by dentists. Dina had a proper
I didn't
phobia.
go to the dentist for 20 years. Haven't got any fillings or anything else like that, but I've got gum disease. So the dentist I found, Suzanne, was a miracle worker, and I have no fear anymore.
Ooh.
You wouldn't even go. You couldn't even mention the word dentist to her, could you?
No.
Now you're cured.
That's quite something.
Huge.
That is quite something. Yeah, I don't think anyone's a fan of dentists.
I
so-
don't actually like
no.
going to the
No,
dentist.
but no.
Not anymore. After
There are a
braces.
few children at school that do like.
I used to quite
Oh.
like going.
How's your stew?
Well,
Armenian. Why is it called Armenian?
oh yeah, Mum, we
stew?
were talking about why is it called Armenian?
I don't know. It must
Because
be a
of Armenia.
combination of
Where is Armenia?
spices.
Yeah,
Good question. You need to ask him.
Yeah, Teddy. Where's Armenia?
near Russia.
Near Russia.
Yeah, in that part of the
That-
world.
You know the Kardashians are Armenian.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few
And
filmmakers from.
Armenian stew is because I think the herbs.
Oh, the
The
herbs.
Armenian
Spices,
food,
you
yeah.
mean.
Now, Mark, would you like a bit of this cumin sauce? Could you like a bit of sauce?
Charles Aznavour is an Armenian man.
Do you know that?
A what?
Charles Aznavour.
Who the hell was that?
Singer.
Oh my God!
Oh, Charles Aznavour. I thought you said Chaman Aznavour. I thought it was an Armenian, but Charles Aznavour, I know.
It said Charles Aznavour.
Is he a singer?
Aznavour.
Aznavour, I know, yeah.
Originally
Yeah, he's a
named
singer.
Aznavour.
Charles Aznavour. You'd know him.
Aznavour.
That's what I said.
Say it again. Say it again.
Aznavour.
Now say it.
Aznavour. Aznavour. This is when it becomes really hard to say no, isn't it? When there's a big table of food and everyone else is having everything like,
Going to go on?
what do you got?
90 days.
A bit mad. Do you know when we were at school, do you know how much a bag of crisps was?
How much? 3p.
2.5 pence chipsticks were. I always remember that because you needed a halfpenny and I love
They're
chipsticks.
£1.50 now.
I know.
Are they?
It's outrageous.
You've got 8 blackjacks for a
Pringles
half
are-
penny.
That's right.
right.
8 blackjacks for a half
And
penny.
the less in the packet.
Pringles are the
as
most
well.
expensive. They're like £2.95.
Oh,
So you think our bag of crisps was 2.5 pence, but how big was a bag of crisps?
It wasn't full of air.
The bags of crisps
They're
were bigger
bigger.
back then.
They were bigger and they were full.
Yes, thank you.
Kiki.
Oh yeah, you outrageous generation
Yeah, ours are
outrage.
small and
Yours
then
are small
have
and
like
empty.
3 crisps in
Yeah.
them.
And they inflate them with air.
And they're full of
Do you remember, Dad, when we used to go shopping as girls and we'd come in and you'd say, so how much was that? And we'd just blatantly lied. Remember, Dina would go, oh, 50 pence. So say it cost £5, we'd go 50 pence. It was 50 pence? You paid 50 pence for this? And go, no, it's terrible, isn't it? Dad, just tell the subs what you were telling us about your old friend who was a sound man. What was his name?
Dick.
No!
That's a double bleep.
What was it, Mark, properly?
His name is Dick Hunt.
Dick Hunt.
Richard.
But on the set, nobody ever called him Dick Hunt. Say Dick traveling, on his way.
Hunt! Tell them why we got talking about
Because we were
this.
just laughing at Victoria Derbyshire's Jeremy Hunt. Jeremy.
We will have to bleep.
But we're all wondering whether she did it on purpose.
I don't think so.
I think she wanted to call him it, so she pretended it was an accident.
What do you think, Subs? Do you think she did it on purpose? If you haven't seen it, Google it and have a look. Because it's divided the nations. I know it was a couple of weeks ago, but we're all still talking about it. It was monumental.
You are always in the danger of doing it. So you say, I'll do it and get the danger over.
I don't think so. So I don't have to fear it anymore.
Yeah.
I reckon there's a fox out there.
She can smell fox.
Yeah, she's gone for one.
So it's the end of this home time. We're just about to record our review of Big Little Lies, which episode 2, which we were blown away by. And by the time you see this, you'll have seen our review potentially.